All right, good afternoon. I hope that you're doing well. I'm having a very Monday, a very unmotivated day. But my exam is tomorrow, so I can't procrastinate revising, and I'm just getting through it slowly, but we're getting through it. So I'm hopeful. Everything else is a bit of a disaster too. I've not even set up my weeks yet in the Hobonichi weeks. I am behind, like 3 days behind in the Hon because I didn't journal this weekend because it was my dad's birthday. So I printed out some pictures and I stuck them in, but I haven't written about it, and I have to do it tonight because by tomorrow I'll start to forget what happened on Friday. And then I have to do like the awkward thing of going through my texts and my photos and my everything to figure out what it is that I was doing. So it's all a bit of a disaster at the start of this week, but priority is on this exam. It's tomorrow afternoon, so thankfully I also have tomorrow morning to finish revision. And today I'm just trying to get through it. I'm making summaries because I find that a more active form of revision keeps me more focused. If I'm just repeating things or if I'm just reading things, I'm just skimming through it and it's useless. And if I'm just repeating things like out loud instead of writing them, I get distracted so much more easily. So I'm typing things out and it's taking ages, but at least I'm going through everything and I'm not missing bits out. I'm hoping to finish everything by tonight. If I don't, I still have tomorrow morning, but ideally I'd want tomorrow morning to go through all of my summaries again. But not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was an art book that I found yesterday night and that I'm really, really excited about. There's a bookshop in the train station basically, and I was waiting for the bus, but it was cold outside, so I thought instead of waiting for 10 minutes outside when it's cold, I'd just have a browse through the bookshop, even though I don't really need anything. And I think it was around like the manga section. I think it's near the illustrated book sections. It's kind of all together. And I found this book. It's both in Japanese and Italian. And it's basically like artisan shop fronts and like artisan crafts places, like workshops in Tokyo. And it's a series of watercolor paintings of these buildings that are absolutely incredible. First of all, the inside of the cover, I love this type of sketch. I could stare at the details on these for hours. But then it's divided by what do you call them? I can't think of the word. The different parts of the city basically. In Tokyo, and it goes through different buildings and like there's paintings of buildings and then analyzes different details in the painting and tells you a bit about the workshop and a bit about what they do and why these details are important. And it's just the paintings are really good. I really love them. The details, and they're just really, really cool to see, but also Japanese architecture is very different from what I'm used to seeing, and it's something that I love. I've always really liked building drawings. I think the first person that made me really fall in love with them is Minnie Small. She used to draw a lot of houses. She did a couple of zines about it. She also did an Inktober where she was drawing haunted houses, and it's just, I really love her style, which is kind of similar to this. I'd say like the colors are maybe a bit different and the inking style is a bit more detailed maybe, but the idea is there and I've always really, really loved it. So I saw the book. It was wrapped up in plastic, so I couldn't flip through it, but I saw it and I had to get it, and I just think it's the coolest book I own at this point, and I really, really love it. I obviously haven't gone through all of it yet, but I was reading some of them last night and some of them this morning, and it's just really, really cool. And it's made me think that I might want to do, see, like the colors on this are just incredible. It's made me think that I might want to do a series of drawings similar to this, or maybe like pen drawings similar to the one that's on the cover of my Inktober zine. I don't have one on hand at the moment, but the whole idea of the Inktober zine started from a drawing of a building, which is actually a bakery that I used to walk in front of every morning on my way to uni. I take a different route now because they've changed the bus routes and stuff, but that's what inspired me, and I thought it might be nice to maybe do a little series of buildings that I like or that are like significant and representative for me around the city. So I don't know, I've added that to my project list and to my ideas list, and I'm brainstorming it. We'll see. Hopefully it comes to life at some point this year. That'd be cool. But I just wanted to share this because I'm really, really excited about it. There's also, the cover has a really soft feeling, by the way. But there's also a little bit about his process at the end, which is always really cool to see. And a couple of illustrations of paintings of interiors, which I really like. I don't know if you've ever seen like the isometric grid drawings of rooms. I love those. I've watched like all of the speed paints that are on YouTube, and I'm always saving them on Pinterest and stuff, and I really love this kind of thing. I love staring at the details, and I think they're really fun to design as well. And I definitely like to try my hand at a few more of them. It was a lot of fun to think about the workshop or when I was working on the Inktober zine. Some of the like designs and illustrations that I thought about never really came to life, but I did have a lot of sketches about what I thought the inside of the workshop and like the layout of the workshop could look like, and it was just really cool. And I think this book kind of reminded me of that, and I wanted to share it. But that being said, I made myself a cup of tea as motivation to get through the next couple of hours of revision. I still have a lot of summaries to make and go through, and I think there's another part coming up that I've not quite understood, so that might take a while, but then there's like 3 chapters that are a lot easier, so I guess it kind of balances out. And I'm just crossing my fingers I can get it all done today, so tomorrow I can do like another revision of the whole thing, and hopefully the exam goes well. But that's a Monday update for you. Good morning. First of all, I hope the audio is okay, because I think this memory card might be having some audio issues, but my other one's full and I want to test out the theory. Because I don't know if the files I was working with the other day just got corrupted on my hard drive, or if there's actually an issue with this memory card. Anyways, we're trying it out. I hope you're well. I wanted to give you a little update because I don't think I've spoken to you since the beginning of the week. And I feel like I've done a lot this week. I've been very on it. On Wednesday, I had a really long drawing and painting session. I filmed the first real-time paint with me that I was talking about, I think, a couple of videos ago. I think I first mentioned wanting to make some real-time painting videos that people can kind of work alongside. And I filmed the first one on Wednesday. I had a 2-hour session, so I'm splitting in the video as like a Pomodoro timer. That's 15 minutes of work and then 10 minutes break, and I did 2 of those. I need to film a couple of bits for the break because I did not do a very good job of filming some of the clips. They're all like, I thought they were very centered. They were not, so I'm redoing them. But I can do that in like 10 minutes, so it's fine. And then hopefully it should already be out by the time you're watching this. I think I'll finish editing last week's video first and then post a paint with me and then post this one. I think that's a plan. But I did a graphite version drawing of this painting that I did, I think, last week. I don't know, I thought it'd be interesting to have them side by side, especially because I don't think I did a particularly good job at following the reference for some of these flowers. This one turned out terribly on both of them. This one is alright. This one is also okay. This one looks okay in the drawing, looks very much not okay in the painting. But I actually really like the painting as well. I love the background. I think that turned out really nice, and I think it balances the actual subject quite well. And then as warm-up sketches, I did a couple of portraits. This is just, I wanted to practice doing a side portrait because that's always been my least favorite thing to draw, like portrait-wise, and also the thing that I've always been worse at. So I always mess up the mouth. I do the nose okay, and then I really, really mess up the mouth, but I did a good job on this one, so I'm really proud of that. And then, kind of on a similar note, I drew a photo of Draco Malfoy that I've always just really, really liked. I might paint this at some point because the skin tones are quite interesting. And then I spent most of that session working on this portrait. So the first portrait that I'd done with gouache in a really long time, and the first portrait that I'd done in quite a while, was this one that I did 2 weeks ago, and I really, really like how that one turned out. But I did use a reference for that. For this one, I was not using a reference. I drew the sketch, I think on Sunday night, and it's based on a girl that I saw on the bus that I didn't have like a picture of or anything. I just saw her on the bus. And I remembered like a few key features that I wanted to try and use for a portrait. But then the issue with that was like not having a reference for the skin tones. And I think I'm really struggling with gouache skin tones at the minute. They're not perfect. They're very far from perfect on that drawing as well. And on here, I think it just turned out quite ashy, and I am struggling with the fact that gouache just dries really differently from what it looks like in the palette. I always feel like I've mixed like a really light color and then it comes out really bright and a lot darker in tone than I intended it to be, or the other way around. So I kind of have to relearn to work with that. I also think I was using too much water in the last layers. And so that kind of messed some things up as well, but it was good practice. I'm happy I did it. And it just looks a bit ashy at the moment. Not my best color choice, to be honest. But it was good practice. And I think part of why I also want to paint this is to practice my gouache skin tones. Because what is this? I also did a big mistake with this one where I went in with oil pastels. Second guessing myself on whether they were oil pastels. I went in with oil pastels really early on in the process for some reason because I just got carried away with it. And then obviously you can't paint with gouache over the oil pastels. And so that was not my brightest choice, to be honest. But, you know, we made it work. It's a portrait. It looks like a person, so I'm happy with that. Is it my best painting ever? No. But it was good practice, and I think it helped me understand what I need to work more on, which is always a good starting point. So I think over the weekend, I'm not going home this weekend, and I think I'm probably going to try working on this. However, yesterday night, I actually also started working on a small series of drawings. I bought this in Muji the other day. I went into Muji because I was waiting for the bus, and I wanted to wait somewhere warm, and then I found out there was a bus strike, so I had to walk all the way home, which was fine, but still. I ended up going to Muji. I got some refills for my pen because I'm always running out, and I saw that they had this really cute square little sketchbook. The paper is quite nice, to be honest. I don't know how well it would handle water. It's not that thick, but it feels quite nice. I think it's quite good quality paper. But for drawing, I think it's perfectly fine. And kind of inspired by the art book that I showed you on Monday, which I've been reading and flipping through and really, really enjoying. I thought it might be nice to put together my own little series of just ink drawings, no like color of any kind, no painting, just like kind of line art drawings of some of my favorite buildings in town, or like buildings that are relevant to me for whatever reason. Like this is the coffee shop in front of uni, so I sketched this one out. I sketched all of them out yesterday night. There's not that many in yet, but there's a few. This is the bakery that inspired the Inktober project. So I draw it again in its original form, not in its Witch's Workshop modified form. This is a building near where I live, which I really, really like. I love the light text thing that they have on. I don't know what you call it. I think that looks really lovely, and I wanted to draw that as well. I wanted to draw it as a double spread because the building is quite just elongated, and I wanted to do it near the middle so that wouldn't be too much of a jump in height between the pages, but I didn't want to do it on the middle spread because that's where the thread is, and I thought this would just be the easiest way to go about it for scanning. And then this is a very loose start of another sketch that you probably can't see quite well. I've just realised the sun's quite bright. But it's a pub, basically. It's a really cool building of a pub that's in the middle of a skate park. And it's really cool on the inside as well, but I couldn't find good photos of it online. So I'm gonna go and take my own pictures at some point. Not sure when. And then I don't think I've drawn anymore, but hopefully I'm gonna start inking at least these first two maybe today. And just, we'll see where this goes. I don't know, I thought it was a fun little thing to try. I've been thinking about doing something like this for a while. Back when I was in England, I did it with pictures. I did it with Instax Polaroids. I bought a pack of black and white film, and I took pictures of all my favorite places, like my like the street that we were living in, the bus stop, and like places in town that are important to me and that kind of thing. And I thought it'd be nice to do something like this for children as well, because it's where I've been living for nearly 3 years now, and hopefully for 2 more. But I want like a little project that's representative of the fact that I was living here at this time of my life, and I thought this would be a cute little thing to start working on. So hopefully this goes somewhere. Journaling wise, I did finally get around last night to decorating this week's spread. I don't think I've ever done a weekly spread this late in the week, but I really like how it turned out. The stickers are all from Stationery Pal. I'll try to leave them linked below if I can find the exact ones. Setup's the usual, it's just working well. And also, I am finally all caught up with the horn as well. I was behind on a page, I think this page, but I'm all caught up again, so I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna do a full flip through next week, once January is over, so I think the 1st is a Thursday, so I'm probably going to film that on the 1st, and just show you everything that's been going on in this book. But I'm having a really good time in here. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I'm trying to do like daily doodles in the calendar. I'd really already done the first week, and then yesterday night I caught up on all of these, and today I have to ideally catch up until the 26th, but I did 10, and then I thought, okay, I'll do the other like 9 or 10 tomorrow, but I just think it looks cute, and I actually was going back through my camera roll and drawing a picture that I had on my phone from that day. Some are just like pictures that I took. This was breakfast with a friend. This is this eye that I ended up painting. That's the Queen, Beth Harmon from The Queen's Gambit, because I was watching it. That kind of thing. But yeah, that's my cat. A very terrible drawing of my cat. Lunch with a friend. So yeah, thought that was cute. But you'll get a proper flip through of this next week. For now, I am going to get back to studying. I'm also hoping to go to the gym this afternoon, but I don't know, if I'm at home, I'm always happy to go. If I'm here, I either go early in the morning or I end up not going, but I am going to make an effort and go today because my back is not happy with me and I need a good workout and a good stretch to fix that. And hopefully I'm going to get to some drawing in the afternoon. I also haven't been journaling a lot, but I've been journaling a little in my journal commonplace book, so a little is better than nothing, and I'm hopeful I can kind of pick it back up again. But yeah, I hope your day's going well.